Hey guys, Razorblade Mango here, and today I want to talk about a good game. Yes, an actual good game on this channel. A very good game, in fact. And that game is called Ape Out. Now, if you've been following me on Twitter, I've been going nuts over this game. It's so good. It's developed by, and I apologize if I butcher your guys' names. It's developed by Gabe Cuzio, Bennett Foddy, and Matt Bosch. And it's published by Devolver Digital. And it came out last Thursday. Please stop releasing games on Thursday, by the way. It's not a good day for me to play games. It is basically a top-down, beat-em-up. Imagine Hotline Miami, but it is... the enemies are procedurally generated, and you play as a really pissed off gorilla. So this is the elevator pitch for Ape Out. Imagine that you are a really pissed off gorilla who escapes from captivity and goes on multiple murderous rampages as this, I'm talking like blood-soaked, gory rampages. I don't know how this game got a T rating, but there you go. While you're doing all this, there is this dynamically, procedurally generated percussion jazz soundtrack that reacts to your playstyle and your kills. So like if you're on a killing spree, you'll hear the drums in the background just and every time you kill somebody, you'll hear like the crashing of a cymbal on the drum kit, and it's just so fucking good. It fucking rules. And normally I'm not a fan of games like this. I'm normally not a fan, I respect Hotline Miami, even though it's a game that's not really for me. And I'm not even really a big fan of games that rely on procedural generation. Like, I know there are a lot of good games out there that do that. It's just personally not my thing. However, I didn't mind it one bit in Ape Out, because I think Ape Out is so fun and so thrilling and so intoxicating. It gives you such this feeling of power and adrenaline, and it's got this beautiful style, that this like really garish contrasting colors, like with the orange of the ape and the white of the enemies and the red smearing blood everywhere, and it looks great. And the music, like the thing that I love the most about this game is the music. Like, I don't know how they did it. It doesn't have like this set in stone soundtrack. I almost wish it did, so I could like listen to it while I'm driving. But the way that these guys have managed to create this procedurally generated music while keeping a consistent rhythm, and one that consistently bleeds into your play style while keeping a consistent like pattern and rhythm, and how they did that without it like overlapping each other and turning it into this just jumbled mess is brilliant. It's nothing less than brilliant. This game to me is like the Doom 2016 of percussion jazz. Where, imagine if Doom 2016 and the movie Whiplash had a baby, and that baby was in the form of Ape Out, where you're playing as this really fucking angry gorilla. So you go around, and it's like separated, and it keeps with the jazz theme, like the jazz record theme, in its like level selection, where you've got, the game is separated into discs, or record or vinyl discs, and they each have a side A and a side B, and you go through each one, and it's like you're listening to an album, but you're playing these jazz albums, and you're in control of the music while you're playing as this gorilla. It's fucking great. It's so good. If I had any complaints about this game, I have a couple. One, I think the procedural generation sometimes creates a scenario where it teeters on being unfair to the player, and it's a difficult game. It's not extremely difficult. This game sometimes creates scenarios that are next to impossible, where the algorithm will sometimes spawn in too many enemies of a certain type that makes it like kind of irritating. For example, there are these enemies that with machine gun fire, where sometimes like you can grab the enemies and just shoot other enemies and throw the other enemies into them to kill them, but sometimes there's just too many on screen and it creates a run where it's like, oh, how the hell was I supposed to avoid that? So that kind of sucks a little bit of the momentum out of it, and frankly it doesn't happen anywhere near as much where it becomes a deal breaker. It's still consistently fun. There are just those moments every so often that are like, all right. Some of the levels I thought could have been trimmed down just a little bit, because you're basically allowed 3 shots and you're dead. So, and you get one chance to get through it until you have to start back again at the track. And some of the levels I'm like, it's a little, like there's one enemy type in particular that is so fucking annoying. These like flamethrower guys, I hate them. I do not like playing with them. Another thing is that I have a weird bug in mine where whenever I play this game in full screen with a controller, and I'm playing this on PC, it will crash and it like freezes. It's not during the game, it's only when quitting to desktop. It will just freeze the entire computer. I can like I can alt tab out of certain things, but it won't let me interact with my desktop. Which, that was a problem, and I brought it to the developer's attention, and thankfully, you know, the guy, Gabe, Mr. Quizio, he responded, and he was like, hey, let me look into it, which, you know, and I've always said, like, I'm going to evaluate this game now based on that bug as well, which, that's kind of, it's not the end of the world, but it's annoying when I have to constantly, like, quit out of desktop, and then it's like, oh, freeze, now you gotta restart your whole PC, which, And I also tested it as well in windowed mode, but instead of freezing the whole desktop, it will just freeze the Ape Out window itself. So thankfully, you can go into Task Manager and end it from there. Which, you know, is not ideal, but I can definitely think of worse bugs and glitches in this game. And I have seen evidence of other, like bugs and glitches in this game. So, with all that in mind, even with the problems that I've mentioned, I still highly recommend Ape Out. It is available on Steam and Switch right now. I don't know if it's coming or when it's coming to PS4 or Xbox One, but it's only on PC and Steam, or PC with Steam and Switch right now. And it's $15, and honestly, with the amount of smiles and like while playing this, I was just constantly just like shaking my leg, like tapping my leg to the music and just like really getting my body and moving into it, and it's so good. It's really good. Wow, it's so good. Like I didn't know what to expect going into this game, because like I said, I've kind of been on this binge where I'm like, I'm gonna pick a couple of these like Steam games that I look interesting and wishlist them and play them and see what happens, see if I can review them or if they're worth it. And this was the first one out of 2019 that I kind of selected for like, all right, well, here's the I'm going to try this out game. And it just blew me away. It's really, really good. I honestly don't blame you if you want to wait a couple weeks for some of the patches coming out to smooth out a little bit, but even in its current state, for $15, I really do recommend it. It's one of the most thrilling games I've played. It might be the most like viscerally thrilling game I've played since Doom 2016. And what Doom 2016 does for heavy metal, Ape Out does for percussion jazz. And it's really good. Please play it. Please support these guys. It's just so good. Alright. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see, subscribe. Let me know what you think of Ape Out if you have any interest in playing it. If you ever want to donate to the channel so I can play more games like Ape Out, there's a PayPal in the description box if you want to kick some money my way if you want to. It's totally optional. You don't have to. And that being said, thank you so much, and I will catch you all later. Bye.